Hello, everyone. This is Mike from Dimensional Walking, and today we're going to kind of talk about I consider a serious subject. Okay, so I'm a little upset. I've been thinking about the UFO uh, uh, UAP hearings, the main hearing, I guess the public hearing part of it. We don't know what happened in the closed door part of the meeting. But in the public part of the meeting, there was a few things said that a lot of people, I think, it just kind of went over their head, basically. And not that I'm being critical. It went over my head, too, at the time, because I was more interested in listening for some of the juicy tidbits. But when I started thinking about it and reading more of the transcript, I became a little more concerned about what I heard. So I'm gonna let me call this particular video UFO UAP hearing, hold who accountable. Okay, and I'm gonna kind of explain it. That's a question. Who should we hold accountable? Okay, so anyways, as the hearing went on, there was a congressman named, I think his name is Darren LaHood. He's from Illinois, and he kind of asked a question of the two presenters. Uh, maybe there's some amateur interest groups, UFO interest groups, people out there that are been pushing, I guess, misinformation or disinformation, however you want to call it. I guess they're a little bit different over the many years, and that has kind of gotten in the way of the government getting to the bottom of this. What's causing, or what are these UFOs, etc. Well, let me tell you something about that. Yes, the public has probably faked some UFO videos. The public has probably made up a few stories here and there, but generally speaking, I've been doing this for about 50 years, and generally speaking, whatever I checked out, it seemed to be valid. Okay? And the reason it seemed to be valid because I have been able to, over the years, contact law enforcement, talk to law enforcement, talk to scientists, uh, talk to retired military people, retired pilots, even the President of the United States, Jimmy Carter, uh, about UFOs. And most of it all came back as a yes, there are such things as UFOs, or yes, in Jimmy Carter's case, he said he saw one out the window of Air Force One, and he feels pretty strongly, and he knows it was not part of our military or anybody else's military. It was real. Okay? And, that's not even going into alien abductions or any other stuff. Okay? Which I also believe to be true. Not saying I believe everybody's story, but I believe a lot of the stories there. Okay? So here is the real catch. Uh, this Congressman LaHood pretty much was saying, why aren't we holding these people accountable? And I said, what? You got to be kidding me. Accountable? The government should be held accountable. They have been covering up UFOs, alien abductions, for well over probably 70 years. Yes, I understand it's the subject matter. It's can be pretty scary, okay? And at this point, after all these years of cover up, we're going to start once we find out you guys have been covering this up, there's going to be a lot of very unhappy people. So I guess I kind of get why you're kind of going slow, the slow drip as I call it, to kind of get this information out. And obviously it looks like there's some reason why you want to quickly get this out. And if you've seen the other two videos, I've kind of alluded to some of my reasons why I believe it's a slow drip. And I believe there is some major concern now. Okay, and I'm not going to go into all that because I already talked about that particular part. But what is upsetting is also it seems like the Department of Homeland Security is also considering this kind of as they call it, intelligence or counter-terrorist issue. Now, I'm hoping that they're, if they're just relating that information at the UFOs or at other countries that may be producing the UFOs, which I don't really believe there are. There could be, sure, there could be. It's possible, but I think a lot of them are something else. And I just don't want them to kind of swirl and whirl this around and start, going after us, the public, basically, because there's a ton of people that have been interested in UFOs. And there's been a ton of people that have been talking about them over many, many years. And I don't like them to start turning around, and then I'm going to get on my soapbox and talk about, hey, this is First Amendment rights to speak out. I'm not saying I have, I personally could not bring an alien here and talk to you, okay? I've seen plenty of UFO pictures. I've taken some myself that are real. But do I have solid evidence that I can put in front of you? No, I don't. But there's plenty of other people that do. And the videos even that the government has presented, even in the last several years, have been pretty impressive. And even they say there's something going on here. So I don't want to, it's very disturbing when they try to, put the blame back on us for disinformation, misinformation. They've lacked transparency for 50 or 60 years. And because of that, if they would have been transparent from the beginning to some degree, for some degree, I don't think there'd be all these people out there talking all the stuff they talk about. And I agree, I don't agree with all those people, but there's plenty of good videos, there's plenty of good photos, there's plenty of good information out there about UFOs and aliens. And it's solid stuff. So, anyways, I just want to get that off my chest. I think we have to be a little careful. I think there's always this finger pointing, but the truth is the government has known about UFOs and aliens for a very long time. And they just can't twist this around and turn it and try to blame it on somebody else because they've been covering it up and having a lack of transparency. That's it. It's a short one, but I had to say what I had to say. If you want to see and hear some of my views on other parts of the hearing, please visit Dimensional Walking, and you can pick up those other 2 videos and check them out. You may like them. If you like us, please like us. I love you to subscribe to us. And if you want to send us a private email, send it to dimensionalwalking@gmail.com. Thank you very much. Happy trails. Until we meet again. Bye-bye.